Rosenberg. Happy birthday to all of you folks.
Smile.
All right, it's 7:30. We might as well go ahead and get started now. I think Hank's out checking the other room. We thought we'd stay in here because the heating system was working for 2 days in the gymnasium, but it really hasn't warmed it up at all. So we thought we'd stay in here, and it looked like we're going to have enough room here. Well, to get this started, I think the best thing to do is go ahead to our building committee. Have Gary Davis bring us up to date to where we are, and then we'll go on later on with the finance committee. And at any time later on, I think we can ask questions and get some more questions answered. Gary, you want to start off with the building committee?
Thank you. For the ones of you who hadn't seen it yet, over here with James Frank, we have a picture about what the fire stations will look like. It's just a rough. Yes, it could be subject to change. Realize that we're building a $50,000 building, and we're putting roughly $150,000 to $200,000 of equipment into it. So that's, we're giving y'all a little more than what we're asking for. We run an estimate of 780 calls total for host company number 4 last year. 60 of them calls was in this area. We run 17 structure fires in this area last year, 13 medical calls. We had 10 auto accidents, 8 brush and grass fires, 1 hay bale fire, 2 electrical shorts, 2 unknown, and controlled burning, smoke scares, standbys remain for the rest of the calls. The building that we're going to build will be 40 feet wide and 60 feet long. Hopefully we can get 4 pieces of equipment in this building if we need. We're going to bring a 1977 Chevy pumper down here to start off with. It'll be, it's got a 750 pump, 500 gallons of water, 1,800 feet of hose. It'll be fully equipped. That piece alone, replacement cost is about $85,000 that we're going to put in. Maybe at a later date, we're hoping to bring a tanker in this area. Hydrants are very few far in between down here. We spent a total of 640 man hours on them 60 calls down here. And if you figured up just minimum wage, that totals $2,144. And all this stuff is free. Their time and effort and training that they put into this. Do we have, anybody got any questions on this, as far as what we have covered? Gosh, I like this already.
Road around the side. I think there is going to be a road around the side. Driveway.
Directions would be like the old county roads, they'll start with the grass and
Gary, how many feet?
I thought maybe we was going through. Yeah.
So you might want to mention, like putting it there, there's going to be what, 6 foot between the buildings, and have to put a firewall on the side of that?
Yeah, that, the new building's gonna set approximately between 3 to 5 feet from the schoolhouse here. And we have got to tear all the windows out to one side to make a 2-hour fire rating wall in the school. We got to do this because they're saying we're putting the new beside the old. with that. That's what the engineers come up with. Yeah, we're also, I think we're gonna have, to start out with, we was gonna have our lounge area in the school building. Now we've come to the conclusion it'd be a lot easier to put the restrooms and lounge and a little bunk room, whatever, everything under the same roof. That's the reason we went, the size building we did.
I think it should be mentioned that all these men here that are taking this training live right here in this area too. And if a call comes in, it's gonna cut the time in half to get to the fire, approximately, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the reason for the building.
We had a fire here a couple weeks ago, and it took a truck 25 minutes to get here from Clover Hill. In fact, a lot of firemen were there a long time before the truck was.
Yeah, there's another thing I might mention that, it has been discussed. I had a long conversation last night on the telephone with Mr. Driver from Harrisburg Rescue Squad. They are willing to put a squad unit down in this building also. So you will have a rescue squad along with the fire. Our response time to this area, especially in cold weather or bad weather, it takes a long time to get down in this area. With the fire station setting right in the community, we can save a lot more.
I read something the other day, I think Roger wrote this, that 1 minute on a fire doubles.
Yeah, your fire doubles every minute.
Every minute the fire doubles. So see how important the minutes are. How many estimates do you have on the building? Just the one?
Right at this time, we get one estimate.
Is Randy here?
Yeah. I got the man standing sitting back there looking at me now, he's supposed to, or I heard that he was going to get us another estimate.
Randy, you here? Where are you?
Yeah,
Yeah, here you are. Have you made one up yet or not?
no, I kind of want to know what you're going to do first.
We'll build a fire station.
Yeah, I was kind of involved in the earlier, you know how much I was involved in the earlier.
Great deal.
And at this point in time, yeah, I can go ahead and get a projected cost for you on the shell of your building. But if you all let me know what it is exactly you want to have along that shell, it would be very beneficial to you at this point in time. If it's no different than what we've already talked about before, I can project on that.
Here is the 50,000 cost estimate that you had. Does that include the work on the present building, including those limbs? Was that just the construction of the new building?
Yeah, a lot of this work's going to, we get people to volunteer to do. Maybe we can get the blocks donated and somebody to lay it for us. Every time we get somebody to volunteer to do a little extra work, that's going to cut our costs.
Is the closing of the windows of the school, is that included?
No, that's just for this building.
Okay, well, in that building, are they going to give you the rough ends for the plumbing, all we discussed?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
I mean,
plumbing.
this is a fixed cost you have at this point in time, it's not a budget.
No, this is our budget. This is what our goal is 50,000 to complete the whole building. That is, it includes some wiring, the wiring in it, the plumbing, the heating, 6-inch concrete floor, the doors, you know.
Insulation.
The insulation, yeah, that's what put us in business.
And the interior of the building, is it going to be set up right this point in time where it's painted sheetrock, or is it going to be metal? Do you know?
I think he priced a steel line for on the
Steel
inside.
wall liner?
Yeah.
Did you mention anything about what was in the ceiling area?
Yeah, it's gonna be some kind of, he's gonna be insulated, it's gonna, the sides and the ceilings will be insulated, but, he said what rating, but I have no idea what it is.
He was talking pole type building too, Randy. I just-
Yeah,
did you know that?
I know, I can tell.
Yeah, you're the one that, I think started, that got the rough draft and that pole type one.
Might be a Lester's building. Interior partitions for office areas, anything like that?
No, I don't, that was just for the shell, that's not for the build up or a little office or lounge or what we will put in.
Okay? And that doesn't have anything to do with the site preparation. That's gonna be done by someone else.
That's gonna be done by,
Really excavated.
yeah, really excavated. We're not for sure if we're gonna build up on it or dig down. I think the last I heard it would be best for us to build up on it. Where it's going.
Gary, in that line, Jack Osborne said as soon as you reach that point, that you decide what you want to do, give Jack a call and he'll meet with you. And decide, discuss with you just what he's gonna do out front.
That's what we need to know right now.
Well, and as soon as you want, you call Jack up and he'll meet and we'll go over that with you.
What did they tell us, like 3 feet in front?
He said 6 feet to start with, but 6 feet's gonna push way down there, I don't know.
Well, I'm talking about the raised, we were
raised,
talking about the
yeah,
raised
3
building.
feet, yeah.
3 feet up front.
But it all depends on how much he's gonna take off top of that hill. The least he takes off, the better off we're gonna be. But still, have safety wise.
Well, the steeper it is, the faster your response time.
Yeah. Right.
Sweet.
Mr. Everett here, he donated the wall out front, he said we could use it for it's ready to fall down there.
We just need to talk to the neighbors by putting a circle driveway in the street
Yeah.
across the road.
Where's Ronnie? Ronnie isn't here, is he? He's the one we got to talk to, he's across the street.
And the fire truck will bring it down to the people that lives in this community. It's noisy. So you won't get no sleep. If the fireman's got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, so are y'all.
You might mention it, okay, bring the truck tonight, you did.
Yeah, the engine that we used to put down here, I was gonna bring along this evening, but it's just a little too cold for it to start. The water, once it freezes up the pumps, then it don't want to work. So we don't bring it out real cold weather unless it's a must. We'll bring it down some other time, but we make a lot of noise. And you do got some crazy people training on it. They drive like they're crazy. Don't laugh, Jake, you're training.
Say a word, right?
If there's no more questions, I'm gonna turn this thing over to Mr. Gray. He's on chairman of the finance committee, and he's gonna let you know about how much money we're gonna try to get from you.
Thank you, Gary. While I'm thanking Gary, I'd like to thank each one of you for coming out tonight, showing an interest in our fire station and in our community. So I thank you on behalf of the host company number 4, the Roritons, and myself. Now, some of you might say, well, who are you? I'm Henry I, better known as Hank Gray. I'm the fellow that signed those little letters that you're going to get in the mail with a return envelope asking for a contribution. Right now, we're a long way from home. We have $900 and we need $50,000. That might sound like a lot of money to some of you. And to a poor boy like me, it is a lot of money. But it's not out of this world. It isn't something that we can't do. I rode into Harrisonburg to a meeting at hose company number 4 with a fellow Gordon who had contacted his insurance agent to find out what the probable savings would be in his fire insurance for 1 year, supposing that we had a fire station here rather than in Harrisonburg. I'm glad to be able to say that his savings would be in excess of $40 a year. That means that each one of us here could give $50. And if we got contributions like that, 50,000 isn't out of this world. The Finance Committee has had a number of meetings. Our most recent meeting was held here Monday night, 2 weeks ago. We addressed 1,700 envelopes in mail. They haven't been mailed yet, beg your pardon, I'm a little fast on that. They'll be mailed in the next few days, asking the people who get them to consider making a tax-free donation to host company number 4 for the Singer's Glen Fire Station. And it's my hope that when you get that letter, you'll make as generous a contribution to the fire station as you can, keeping in mind that folks, really and truly, we need every one of you. So again, we thank you for coming out. And if you have any suggestions, or if you know any way that you can help the Finance Committee get $50,000 that we earnestly need, then thank you.
All right, anybody have any questions of the Finance Committee?
Lady? That's not lady, that's my wife.
I forgot what the letter said, but it doesn't say put on your check for Singer's Glen Fire Station. Make sure that you put that on your check so it will go to our fire station.
All right. You know, 1,700 letters. If everybody of those 1,700 people would get $50, if my multiplication is right, that's $85,000. We know all 1,700 people aren't going to get $50, but that's just a little figure to think about right now. And if you're saving $40 a year in insurance, $50 is a minimum amount, you might say. But it's a great thing. In fact, I think it was on WSBA today, but mentioning about something about insurance and how much savings is involved when when a fire company is in a community. So I think it's really something to think about. And any advice or any suggestions for the Finance Committee, we really appreciate it. Gary, what are the plans of the Building Committee as far as having the money up front before we start the building?
You know, we're gonna have at least come over halfway to even consider breaking ground.
We need $25,000 to start right there.
Yeah, we should.
No, we can't hear you.
What he's saying is that the fire company is suggesting the $25,000 down, and then they probably finance some of the rest until, unless we get it all, which we'd like to see come in. But we're looking right now, after $25,000 obtained, to go ahead and start breaking ground or make the plans. That's what you're saying, Gary, correct?
That should get us started anyway.
Sure, there must be some more questions. And Mitzi, I guess you have letters in the post office, don't you?
They're in the mail.
They're in the mail.
Should get them tomorrow.
Oh, I've heard a story about that. It's in the mail.
Should get them tomorrow.
All right. I won't tell the story. Well, I guess unless, surely somebody has some other comments. Anybody want to make a comment rather than a question? Well, I'd like to thank the news media for being here this evening.
Chuck, Cindy.
Cindy.
Question. You may, please elaborate on when you said if they get 25,000 break ground, somebody said something about finance. Can you please elaborate on that for us?
Well, the question is, are we going to have to get all $50,000 before we break ground? And that's why I asked Gary. He said he thought if we had at least 25, we could go ahead and break ground with anticipation of either getting the rest or financing one or the other.
We've got a lot to.
I tell you who finance FHA.
Mountain Hall Farm?
No way.
I might tell you this, there are a lot of ifs, ands, and whats. 1,000-mile journey begins with the first step. We're going to get that 25,000, and we are going to start to build.
Maybe that's something you leave
to say other than the Rutland or the firemen? If you have anything to say, anybody? What do you think of this thing? Evidently you're 40, you wouldn't be here.
Now, I might tell you this. Each outfit, to outfit one firefighter, costs $700. But host company number 4 has put those outfits up already. Someplace to put the equipment and get us running. And I don't think we need to take a negative attitude on $50,000. I think we're in a community where the people, when asked, will respond.
There's no other comments, I guess that's the end of the meeting, unless somebody wants to say something else. Junior?
Yeah, I just think we should thank Mr. Everly for letting us take over some of his facility here in his recreation department.
Right.
Working that out in order to put the fire station here.
Glen, would you like to say something to the people here about what the recreation department?
We've been approached about, in the last couple of years, about the facility being down here. And we had some concerns, and I guess one of them was that we keep the building to the front, so we don't have the fire trucks, the rescue squad, or whatever going out, you know, when we do have activities here. And, you know, I think to take care of that, and I think by improving the road, hopefully, you know, that's going to help everybody. So, you know, we're glad it's worked out. And, you know, we're willing to work with the ones that are going to be volunteering and working in the building as far as use. You know, there's other times that the gym can be used, although it's not that great a gym. But it normally has heat in it for some reason. I think the furnace is not blowing out enough heat to see. We are real happy to work with the Ruitons and with the fire company.
The news media for being here, and Mr. Henry.
I'd like to say a little something here. We need to think about the source of water supply down the road of this thing. That pumper's not too much good without any water in it. Some years back, you know, we had a dam, the pond down, we had a water supply. But it got washed out, and we have not reestablished that thing. What are we going to do for water? We need to be thinking about that along with this thing. That pumper's not too good without water. And should we think about a water supply?
Or fine water.
Can you take that thing back to an ordinary farm pond and fill that thing up?
No, we ain't gonna do that.
Okay, this is what I'm getting at.
If there's, usually if you got a need to use it, you gonna have a tanker.
You have what?
You gonna have a tanker on its way.
Well, this is what I'm concerned about.
If it's necessary, I can fill up from the city hydrant or wherever a source of water is available.
So if you feel like if we have a fire, that you will have a tanker available to furnish us the water we need. Now, we had a supply back here, as long as Reynolds had that spraying arrangement back here in the orchard, but that's now redone, and the water's piped to the chicken houses. There's no supply there. There's no overhead of water. The water is down there. It's not up where you can get it readily anymore.
We'll just have to find the source when that time arrives, because we can use water out of ponds, creeks, springs, anywhere to fight fires. We just don't like to leave that water in. When fighting hands on it.
Okay, this is what I was getting at. We've got a pond back there, I'm sure that will be available to us in the case of an emergency of a fire, to use in the fire, not to store in that pumper.
Right.
That's what you're talking about.
The faster you get to the fire, the smaller it will be, naturally. But this station is not to be run these fires by itself. On structure fires or chimney fires, whatever the case may be, we're going to send equipment from Harrisonburg out. It's going to be on the regular. Most likely there'll be probably an engine or something from Clover Hill also on the regular. So You know, this one engine that we're gonna have down here is just gonna be something that we can get on the scene quick. And maintain control, you know, if we got a small fire, to keep it small, so we get the, chimney fires and stuff like that, medical calls. You know, we'll have the equipment here. But that don't mean that's all you're gonna get just because we're putting that one engine down here. You will get more equipment.